Well, hello everybody. Warming up with a bit of basketball before we start. I think the ball might be flat, it's not bouncing very well. In fact, it's not bouncing well at all. Oh well. At least we're getting in the basket. Hey Jody, how you doing? Hey Charlie boy, good to see you here. Right, well I do have some news before we start. I have managed to get... Oh, ball's rolling away. Right, let's put it down here. Hopefully it won't go anywhere. Right, we'll play with that later. So, the news that I have before we start farming is that I managed to get my old computer back working again. And I've started setting it up as a server. Not sure how well it's going to go. But that's what the plan is. So, what to do first? So the cows are fairly happy, but we haven't got any way to make up some hay or anything like that. I don't think we've got any grass that is grown. Oh, I don't know. Is this grown? It's ready to harvest yet? Where's my little field helper? Yeah. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That one. Oh, field info is on. Ah, that's because this is a patch of meadow grass, not a field. That's why. Hello, Tippy Raccoon, and Sloth Squad Gaming, and Yannick. It's good to see you all here. So, in terms of what we need, well, we're going to need some more hay for the cows, but we're going to need the grass to grow a bit for that first, which is now going to be... Well, we're going to have to cut this patch in November, because that'll be our last chance before winter to get some hay in, so we'll do that. What we do need to do is to get some fertilizer onto the field. So what I was thinking was, we haven't got enough manure or slurry to get us going. Hello, Robski. Hello, Robski. Sorry. Got my L there. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the store. We're going to have a look at sprayers and getting some fertilizer. Some liquid fertilizer. Or some spreaders. We'll see what's cheaper. The only advantage, obviously, is to liquid fertilizers is you could also use herbicide out of the same machine, whereas obviously fertilizer spreaders you can't. Now, some of the fertilizer spreaders allow you to use or to spread lime as well. So I think it's sort of personal preference whether you choose solid fertilizer and lime out of the same machine, or liquid fertilizer and herbicide out of the same machine. But I think that either way you do it, you have to buy two machines. And I don't know what's financially better, to be perfectly honest. Hi SB Wood 87. Thank you for joining us. Right. What is in the sale? Nothing. So, nothing in the sale that we want at the minute. Thank God that 8RX has gone, because people were getting really upset with me for not buying that, but that would have taken all our money. So, if we're looking at fertilizer spreaders, which could also do lime, there is a £45,000 one there. Or the £78,000 one there. Don't want to go nuts with it. £45,000 one should be enough for us at the moment. If we were to look at sprayers instead, you're looking at this Hardy Mega, which, to be honest, I've used quite a bit in the game so far, and I really quite enjoy using it. It's quite a nice tool. And then you get into the trailed ones, which have bigger tanks, bigger booms. But we do not need that sort of size farm at the moment. Hey Jody again. So you can, if we want to increase the capacity at any point, we can get the front one as well. But I think, to be honest, this will be plenty for us at the moment. We are going to have to get a lime spreader at some point. But for now, it's liquid fertilizer. We need to do 2 lots of fertilizing on the grass field. And we shouldn't need to do any on... No, because we put a cover crop into field 6, haven't we? So, let's get that for now. 2,000 litres should be enough. There it is. We'll get it put on the back of the fence. And then head over to our grass field. Make sure we get the best yield we can out of it. It'll need spraying once now and then once again in the next month or so. Now, the news... The other news, apart from nearly having my server set up and ready, is that a lot of the harvesters? No, come on, words, boy, words. A lot of the farmers around our farm have now harvested their potato crops. So, hello, Farmer Waffle. Good to see you here. And Yannick, thank you very much on my pronunciation of Fichthal. I hope that's still okay. I, in my head, I'm probably saying it differently each time, but never mind. So yeah, we do want to put have some money in reserve to get a couple of those fields around. So as soon as the other farmers have done something with it, or with them. I mean, this one in particular, number 2, field 2 here, that would be really lovely. And there's another big one over there, which would also be really lovely to have. And I don't want to buy them in their current state of harvested potatoes or withered potatoes or whatever they are. That one's harvested, but I think the one over there is withered. So yeah, 2 and 3, I think, are the fields that I'd like to target, but I don't want to target them until they've got a crop in them, really. Because that would be, well, really rather silly, I think. Right, now I think this only has an effect in the field, so there's no point in doing that meadow grass there. But that meadow grass is definitely going to have to be our hay for the winter. Which I'm a little bit worried about. Because it is, yeah, it's... I don't know how many bells it's going to give us. Hi, Luke Gaming. Hope you're all good. Okay, so because we are aiming this save game to be, because we're aiming this save game to turn into a multiplayer server edition, obviously we've now taken off precision farming. It's going to be cross-platform gaming, so it's going to be cross-play enabled. So the only mod that we've got installed is the Fichthal map. At the moment. And what I would... Yeah, so Sloth Squad, what I would like to do is to carry on this map, really. Basically to have several different... I honestly don't know. I've never managed a multiplayer thing before, but I don't know what the options are. I think we can have multiple farms where there are people assigned to each farm, where they have control of their own budget, their own tractors, their own everything, and it's not a competition. It's everyone's working together, sort of thing, which I think would be good. Amy Lanigan, thank you very much for your comment. Loving the videos, especially the new fire episode. Thank you very much. Yep, I think survival roleplay is extremely popular at the moment. Thank you, Sloth Squad, for confirming. Yes, you can. So yeah, that would be my ideal situation then, with would be to have multiple farms set up with multiple managers, farm managers. And people could join in as they wish. I think that would be good. So what I am doing now is putting the first layer of fertilizer onto this field. So if we scroll up to the map, we'll be able to see, yep, first layer of fertilizer going on here. Just to make sure that this grass is really productive, so that when we come to harvest it next year, then we'll be putting this field here into the silage pit. That's the aim. Field number 6 we're going to be doing as an arable crop, and then we'll own 2 or 3 or both as well by then. That would be fantastic. Glyn Gaming loves survival roleplay. I love making it, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. Not going to pretend to be as good as Dagwin or Scroft. They're also extremely good, but I really enjoy making it, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, the next video of survival roleplay will be obviously coming out tomorrow, being Friday, but Fridays and Mondays now, as per popular request. I'm really struggling to speak today. Yeah. That's no good, is it? Right, so we should be able to get this done in one more pass. Maybe you have to fill in a couple of little bits. I'm not sure. But I have got another little bit of a treat coming towards this weekend. That is, I have done a little bit of extra work, and I've got 2 additional episodes coming out on Saturday and Sunday. Now, they're going to be, but in addition to what I usually do, which is obviously survival challenge at the weekend, so they'll be coming out at 3 o'clock on both Saturday and Sunday. But this weekend I've also started doing a bit of work on a map called Hofbergman. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. It is a PC only map. Yeah, it's a PC only map, and it's got a lot of additional content and additional animals. It's got some built-in productions, including a distillery to make beer, and it's also got a bakery. It's all very hands-on, very sort of small and work around the farm. Chickens you have to feed manually and things like that, and that's going to be in addition to what I usually come out with at the weekends, and I'm planning to continue that as well. At some point I feel like it's all going to get a bit too much, and we're going to have to put it to a vote as to what series that we carry on with. So yeah, so the series, obviously we've got going strong at the minute. We've got this one, which is our live series, which will continue even beyond multiplayer. It will continue. We have Survival Challenge, which is the 2 that come out at the weekend. We have Survival Roleplay. Now obviously that will be staying around because that is extremely popular. We have the Fully Electric Farm, which comes out once a week on a Thursday. So that would have come out today. Episode 25, I believe. That's one I quite enjoy doing, but I'm not sure if it's very well received generally. And then obviously there's the Old Stream Farm, which is one that I'm now 19 episodes in on, and it's going fairly strong. But I've got a feeling that the Old Stream Farm and Hofbergman were going to overlap quite a bit in terms of their similarity, the the vehicles used and things like that. So at some point, we might be voting a couple of series out, and then I could spend 3 days a week on one series, 2 days a week on survival roleplay, and another 2 days a week on another series. That's the thought anyway. Right, so where does that bring us to? That brings us to field number 1 is, well, almost fully fertilised. So, okay, so there is fertilizer on there. You know what? Ignore my rant earlier about not being able to fertilise the that patch of meadow grass. Let's try it now. Because if we're going to be cutting that next month, which I think is going to be today as well, because let's face it, there's not a lot else we can do. We're going to forward on to next month, and we're going to be creating the hay that's going to have to last us over winter. So let's give this a go and see what happens. Thank you, Slothwatch Squad. I really enjoy the fully electric farm one. I've got to be honest. I started it as a bit of a... I think this is going to be a mini-series, and it's going to be a bit... yeah, it might be a bit hit and miss in terms of what people like and what people don't. But in all honesty, I'm really enjoying making it. And though the mods, the eco mod, the electricity mod that turns a lot of tractors electric, that is fantastic for that series. Really is. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Right, let's have a quick check. No, having no effect whatsoever. So good. I've just wasted that little bit of fertilizer. Luckily, not much. So yeah, I don't think, honestly, there's anything else that we can do in October. I think it would be a very good plan to move on to November. Hi, Martin. Hi, Martin. Glean Gaming. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, what I'll probably do is I'll open it up to a vote in terms of what series we want to keep and what we don't. Although I'm enjoying the old stream farm, and it really is a beautiful map. It really is a beautiful map. It is probably too much of an overlap with Hofbergman. We'll see how Hofbergman goes down with you guys. Whether you want to see more of it or not. You should buy W2. You mean Field 2? Oh, W2. That's the Woods. Woods 2. Why would I buy the Woods? I don't want the Woods yet. Oh, is that a grass field, is it? Okay, thanks, Martin. I'll check that out. But first of all, actually, do I mean first of all? Let's have a look at it now. So W2 here, 41,000. What are these two? That's 64,000. That's 101,000. So I want to save 165,000 for those two fields there. And we've got plenty more kit and things to buy as well. But you're right. If if W2 is good for silage, then yeah, might be worth getting that now. Although, let's have a... I don't suppose we can tell how well the grass is growing on it at the moment. No, we can't. Tell you what, let's have a run over there and have a look. Because if the grass is fully grown over there, yeah, I might as well buy it now, and we can do it when we do this field next month. If the grass has just been harvested over there, which probably hasn't because it's not an actual field, then we should be good. Right, answering some questions from further up the list. What PC do I have? It's a custom built PC, built it myself, ordered all the parts individually and put it all together. Important parts are, it's an 12th generation i5 CPU, and it's and I've got just recently to be able to do the streaming better, I got an NVIDIA GeForce 4070 Ti. So that's what's powering all this at the minute. And I've got to say, it's doing a remarkable job. So yes, Martin, you were right. We're going to buy W2, given that it is only 41,000. Let's do it. We own it. So we got that one as well. Let's skip forward through into November. And then we're going to start making all the hay. Because we're going to need all that hay for the winter for the cows. But before I do that, just take one more shot. Oh yeah. Right. Sleep. So, while I was sleeping. Yeah. Martin, I'm really looking for the half Bergman as well. I've recorded 2 videos already, which are coming out Saturday and Sunday. It's an absolutely fantastic map. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't even describe it. You'll just have to watch the videos. It's superb. How was the holiday, Rob? Well, oh, thank you very much for asking. Yeah, it was really good. The weather could have been better, but I was out with the dogs and the wife, and it was brilliant. Fantastic it was. So, really, really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for asking. Yes, Slot Squad, yeah, it's a nice car, but it isn't half expensive, I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's a lot of money. But that's why they invented finance. Right. Let's get the mower hooked up. Now, field number 1, which we fertilised just a minute ago, is not going to be ready for cut. Let's get that hooked up, and then we can get it out of there quite easily. Quite like that little place for it. That's a good place to have it tucked into the corner there. Hello again, Jodie. Why am I driving into the manure pit? That's because I'm looking at what you guys are saying. Right, let's try that again, shall we? So, I want to maximise the area that we're cutting here as best we can. Now this is all going to be hay, so it's all going to be tedded. Luke Gaming, you keep asking what am I doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? We're trying to run a farm on Fichthal. Slot Squad, I don't know much about AMDs, to be perfectly honest. I've always been an Intel and Nvidia man, but yeah, I've heard good things about the Ryzens. Oh, well that field got limed quickly, didn't it? Crikey. Let's hope they do a bit more with it, like plant a crop, because then I can buy it. Right then, let's go twice around the headland. We'll start going up and down. I think that'll be the easier thing to do. And then we've got W2 over there as well, thanks to Martin. Martin, you play on this and you have a T8 on the farm next to the dealer. Started with 1.5 million. That's a good way to start. Yep, 1.5 million pounds is not a bad way to start. I believe that's what I started this with as well. But this farm is quite a bit more expensive, I think, than most of them because of all the animal enclosures and everything's built in. The mod that turns tractors electric, so I can't remember whether I really can't remember whether it was a Mod Hub mod or I got it off King Mods. Either way, it's safe to download. I support King Mods. I think that's a really good place to download, although some of the links when you click download disappear off into advert pages. I tend to avoid those mods, but there's probably nothing wrong with them. They're probably just hidden behind loads of adverts. Anyway, the mod itself, I believe, is just called the electricity pack or something, electricity mod, something like that. should be able to find out for you. If you after this video is finished, if you post a comment on it asking again, I will find out and reply, because obviously all your comments disappear, like the comments you're making now disappear once the video goes live, or once it goes into playback instead of live. But yeah, I can't remember. It doesn't turn the tractors electric, just to point out. It does generate an electric version of a lot of the tractors, which is extremely handy. Yes, Glenn, it is a extremely beautiful map. I'm very impressed with it, and I'm enjoying sort of autumn time a lot more now as well, because I used to have a horrendous problem with flickering trees. So as soon as the trees started turning amber for autumn, they started flickering, and obviously the rendering and everything was a bit funny, and it was horrendous. They were flickering really quickly. But it turns out, when I fixed that, by getting rid of the Steam shader cache. I know a lot of people say you delete your shader cache on the game and everything's fine, but what it turned out, well, my problem was that I had two shader caches. One was in the game files and one was in Steam, which were conflicting. They both cached different seasons of trees, and it kept flickering between the two, between winter and autumn, and that was causing the problem. It'd take me a good while to figure that out. I even gave up on my Attingham Park series because of, well, one of the biggest reasons was that I couldn't sort the trees out, but I know what it was now. It's a shame really, because Attingham Park is a really good map. But yeah, that was the flickering tree issue. It's not taking so long to do this field this time. I think I did it towards the end of episode 1, didn't I? And it was I might have been quite tired by that point. Felt like a long time to get the field cut. This time it feels a lot easier. But yeah, we should be creating enough hay here to get us through the winter with the cows, which will be obviously not just this bit, but also W2 that we bought just before we slept, which is absolutely fantastic. A good suggestion there from Martin. Thank you, Martin. Right then, let's head over our little bridge. I hope it's certified to take the weight of the tractor. On Survivor Roleplay, you're lucky the kids didn't burn down your house. You know what? Don't blame the kids, because the police haven't proved anything yet. We don't know what's going on. I just don't know what to think. Right, let's get all this grass area cut as well. Then we can come back with our tedder. Turn it all into hay. Try and stay out the marshy bit there. And yeah. We'll have to bale it all up after that. Have I got a bale trailer? Does anyone remember if I bought a bale trailer? Because I don't remember. And a bale trailer would be really quite handy, especially coming over this side of the river. I might have to invest in one of those. but we are getting scarily close to the end of our budget. If I want to save 165,000 for those fields, we've got £15,000 left, £16,000 left. Add the extra 1,000 on there, which is worryingly close to our budget limit. Although, by the time, well, we can buy one of those fields, and by the time we come around to wanting the other one, we would have made a bit of money, hopefully, so we could do that. Kids could have just been playing football there because the council didn't provide a suitable area. But there's a good chance. I mean, it's the mid-90s, so there's an absolute good chance that the council haven't provided any sort of area for kids to play in. Excuse me. Oh, got tickle in my throat. So, yeah, Gavin did say that he didn't exactly say the kids were bad. I said they were causing a bit of trouble before, but I don't think they've ever done anything like set fires and things. Look, you know what? We're speculating here. I'm going to let the police do their job, and we're going to see where it goes, because innocent until proven guilty and all that. We're not supposed to be talking about survival roleplay anyway. We're on here. We're in Fichthal. This is definitely a good buy. Thank you very much, Martin. This is going to save us from having to buy any hay during the winter, I believe. So, this is actually going really, really well. Our tedder has got a much wider working width than the mower, so it should be quicker to ted than it is to mow. And then obviously the baler, well, it'll be pretty quick to bale as well. I think I've got the baler that you can, I think we've got the baler that you can adjust the bale size, so we'll be popping it up to biggest size, I think. Save on storage space. Actually, Martin, Gavin's Welsh. But yeah, you're right about the willow trees. The willow trees are beautiful on FS22, aren't they? You wouldn't have to... although, I've never seen... certainly the willow tree in my garden never turns that colour red. But, I don't know, maybe they do. Maybe I've got a duff willow tree or something. Who knows? It is set in Ireland, Martin, you're right. But... Mr. Gavin and Mr. Owen have come over from Wales. But I don't think you can pinpoint what exact area of Wales it's from, because I haven't got a clue. So, you've got me talking about survival roleplay again. How dare you? Lots of good grass in this field, you're right, Martin. And we are about to go and ted it and turn it into hay. Now, where did I put that bridge? Here it is. Superb. Hope that bridge holds out. Although getting a combine across it might be a bit difficult. Unless, obviously, we do it without the header on. Which is possible. Right. So, we'll put the mower back into the shed, and we'll pick up the tedder and go and make some hay. Get it into the corner nicely there. And detach. There we are. And then this tedder can come out. Come on, tedder. Out you come. Yeah, tedder. There we go. Super. We shall go make hay before it rains. Although, when's it going to rain? Not that it actually affects it in the game, but I like being realistic. Oh, it's going to rain at 11. Right, well, we better get a move on then, haven't we? So, yeah, Martin, I think you actually can do that in FS22. It's just a bit of a pain. Because you have to load them all into a truck and move them into another field that you've put a pasture in. An open pasture. If you get one of the open pasture mods. And that's what Scruff does in his roleplay, I believe. But yeah, you've got to load them all up into a wagon, move them out into the correct field. It would be nice to have a trigger. If you've got 2 cow pastures, it would be nice to have a trigger in both of them to move the cows to the other one. That would be really nice. Hello, Jodie. Saying hello a lot. But yeah, I hate it when it rains at the wrong time as well. But like I said, luckily, it doesn't actually affect you doing hay in the game. It did in FS19, which I thought was really good. FS19 seasons. If it rained after you'd done hay, then it rotted away, and it slowly rotted away, which I thought was incredibly fantastically realistic. And I'm surprised that it doesn't in FS22. But I'm not convinced that the Seasons mod in FS19 was made by Giants. And therefore it was probably a bit different. I guess Giants didn't want the us to lose anything by it raining after we've cut the grass. I can see how that would annoy some people. But no, I love playing realistically. I really love all the mods that make it even more realistic. And that Hofbergman map, which please keep an eye out for, is coming out at 12 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. And it is so realistic and interactive. It's crazy. Yes, Martin, yeah, that'd be really good if you could have a path that the cows will walk down. From one field to from a pasture to a barn, or the other way around, or whatever. It'd be quite cool. Might implement that in FS24. Who knows? I don't think we're going to get an FS23 this year. It's going to be, in fact, FS23 they've said is a mobile game, isn't it? Yeah, I did read that. FS23 is a mobile game, which means that FS24 will be the next installment of FS for the PC. And no Sloth Squad, if you leave it out in the rain, it does not rot away in FS22 like it does in FS19 seasons. What have I done there? Terrible driving. Come on, Robert. Right then. So this lot is nearly hay. After we've done this, we'll be able to put the tedder back, go get our windrower, and get it all ready for baling, which would be fantastic. I think a lot of it can go into the cow enclosure now. No harm in that at all, but then anything left over we will have to store somewhere. And I think there's no better place than actually in the cow barn, but over this side of the cow barn in the storage area. I think that would be really good. Okay, so let's get over and TED the other side as well. I'm not going to make any silage just yet. I will save that for when field 1 is ready in probably either April or May, I'd say. Right. This is all going to be hay, and then we'll make silage out of field 1. And when that's all fermented, we'll be able to load it back up again and take that to be sold, because I don't think the cows will be anywhere close to ready by that point. They're only 2 months old at the moment as it is, 3 months old at the moment as it is, and it's not until they're 18 months old, I want to say 18 months old, till they start producing milk that we need to make TMR. So a long way to go before that. So we can get some good money out of the silage before we're going to need to keep it in order to feed the cows with. Hello, Infinite Everything 20. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. But yeah, it's I think it's all growing rather well. A nice November. It doesn't look that like it's going to rain just yet, even though we've looked at the forecast and it said 11 o'clock. That gives us 15 minutes. Well, no, it gives us 3 minutes to get it all sorted out and baled, but not convinced that's going to happen. Yep, it's going to be really good when either field 2 or field 3 are replanted with another crop, and I will buy one of them. Your T7 New Holland got slow steering in FS22. I think it depends on the game controller as well, because you can change the steering sensitivity in the options. Martin, you only took 2 weeks to get 1,000 more subs. Apparently so. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I'm just doing what I do. I'm making content that I love to make. It started slowing down now, though, I have noticed. But, who knows? Live stream might boost it a little bit. Although I think it's survival roleplay that's drawing people in. Obviously that's going to continue. But if you all tell 2 friends and they tell 2 friends, then pretty soon I'll have another 4 subscribers or something from each of you. W could be in Wasteland. What's the German for field? Because it is a German map after all. A Bavarian map. Dennis Kurtz. I don't have friends. I'm sorry about that. I'll be your friend if you like. You can join in multiplayer on here when it goes live, when I've got the server sorted out, which I'm hoping will be extremely soon, like matter of weeks. There's a lot I need to do. I need to be able to afford the another copy of the game to be able to get the server live, because I've got another PC to run it on. One that I'm going to leave on all the time, so there's not just specified times that I'm going to be online and... Uh-oh, here comes the rain. Oh dear. Oh dear. None of you guys have friends. That is bad. Ah, well there you go, look. Marcel, thank you very much. W is for Wies, which means grassland. I'd like to think I know Wies is how you pronounce it, but... How do you join a server in multiplayer? I will give you a full demonstration of how to join as soon as it's up and running. You have to know the name of the server that you're searching for. Well, you don't actually have to know the name of the server if you just want to join a random server, but I don't know how good the gameplay is on a random server. The only one I've joined in the past is Daggerwin's, and I've done both a little bit of work on his multiplayer server, which he leaves on all the time, and I've joined him for his members only stuff as well, which you would have seen in some of the videos. But yeah, no, you have to do a search for the server name, and then there'll be a password to get in, which I will tell you guys as soon as it's all set up. And then that's it. It's sort of joined. It tells you what mods you need to download and suggests you download the mods, which will, for this multiplayer, will just be Fichthal from the mod hub. And providing everything's up to date, you just join. In terms of setting up farms and roles and managers and farm managers and things, that's something I've still got to learn, and I'm not thinking straight. I need to get the Windrower. I don't need the Baler yet. You joined a random one in FS22 and all the machines were in a ditch. Yeah, you see, that's what I worry about on some random servers, especially ones without a password. Because people just join and then don't play realistically, which is, I think, defeats the point. If you're going to do that, why even play the game? Why even be on the game? But who knows? In reverse, but rolling forwards. Right then, let's try and make windrows with a rower instead of a baler this time, shall we? And then we'll get the baler and we'll try the baling again. I do like this windrow. It's got quite a nice working width. Follows the tractor nicely with its trail steering as well. Get some good windrows out of this. Yeah, so the only thing about these meadowlands then is they'll have a single stage of fertilizer. Won't be able to fertilize it anymore. Don't think lime makes a difference, so it does save on work, but it also... Oh, there's a tree there. It does save on work, but it doesn't produce a cracking yield like Field 1's going to. Right, you'll get that happen even with password. Honestly, I've seen it before, not good. Well, if anybody does that on the multiplayer server that I'm going to create, then you guys can tell me and we can get them shoved off. And that's how that will go. Right. Start going up and down a bit now. It's not too bad to work in the rain. Still quite warm. Yes, Glenn, I did forget. I did forget initially about the windrowing, but we're back on track now. So, yeah. So speaking of moderators, I will be looking for people to help manage the farms as well. In fact, we'll have a moderator as a farm manager for each of the maps, so I'll be looking for volunteers. You're obviously you'll be in charge of your own farms, and fair play on the games. Make sure everybody is playing fair, that is, not fair play like Scruff says. But did I do 2 headlands before? This is seeming to be extremely difficult to turn around. Whereas I don't think it was last time, but never mind. It'll be okay when we come to bale it. Any ideas on the sort of crops that we should do when we come into spring? It'd be nice to get some spring crops in the ground. I'm not sure what the crop calendar's like on this map. Okay, so wheat, barley and canola can only be planted in autumn. We do oat, soybeans, sorghum. That's kind of our 3 options for combinable crops. So yeah, oat, soybeans or sorghum. Soybeans don't... Oh no, they do need fertilizer in this bit. When you've got precision farming, soybeans don't need fertilizer. Yeah, I think you're right, Dennis. I think it's going to be oats. That's going to be the best combinable crop. And unless I'm mistaken, I believe you get straw from oats as well, because it's a cereal crop. So yeah, oats would be a very good idea. But tell you what, we'll see what the farmers put into their fields. Who knows? One might already put oats in. But of course, if there's nothing in the fields by the time we get around to there, then I'll buy one of the fields and I'll put oats in myself. But yeah, oats will be definitely something I think we could do. And it seems like everyone else is in agreement as well. Right, that didn't take too long at all. Let's get that folded up so we can get across the bridge. Oh, what miserable... Oh dear. Oh dear. That was a deer. Whew. Anyway, what a miserable day. Gone a bit sort of dark now as well. Still have time to get another crop in its place in that same season. Yeah, you're right. That's true. That is very true. I do actually have a Discord server, Sloth Squad. It's... Well, I don't know what the link is off the top of my head, but I have got a Discord server already. So yeah, if you... Tell you what I'll do, I'll post the link to... Although I've posted the link to my Discord before, in fact on the main info page. And people say the link stops working after a while, but I've sent out a fresh one and it works again. Does anybody know how to fix that? Because I'd like to have a link where people could just find my Discord page. It's called is it called Farmer Scythe or Robert Scythe? Can't remember. Yes, it does. It did look like I ran over a deer. Luckily, it carried on again afterwards. The brakes on this aren't very good, and I'm sure the deer understands that. So, hopefully that will be the last time it will run out in front of me. But we'll see. Otherwise, I'll have to answer to the deer police. Which, to be honest, I don't really want to do. If it's an easy fix, that's brilliant. Sloth Squad, if you could give us the info for that. Probably later, because I'm not going to be able to read it and memorise it all now. If you could, when you go into the invite, you have to edit and make it not to expire. Ah, it's that easy. Right, well I might remember that. Okay, if that's the case... If that's the case, then I will do it straight after this, and I will add a non-expiring Discord link to the comments on this video and to my main site, to the main description of the channel. So if you guys want to look in there, you'll find the Discord link. Join up, and we'll start a new page of those who might be interested in joining multiplayer. Thanks, Glenn. I'm enjoying this live as well. It's good. Blimey, have we been going an hour? Sorry, I didn't mean to go all Dennis Jenkins there. I thought... couldn't believe we've been going an hour already. Yep, the about section in the channel is where I meant to post it. It's Lost Blood. It was couldn't think of what it was. Right. A little bit more to sort out. And then we'll go and get the baler. Switch it on to maximum size. And we'll go for it. Thanks, Martin. I love the old stream farm as well. I just think that Hofbergman is a bit of an epic map. You can decide for yourself when you see it on Saturday, Sunday. But it's that it just might... It might well be a bit of an overlap with Hofbergman due to the machinery used and things like that, but we'll see. We'll see. I won't be able to carry on both forever. Right then. So, had any luck finding a tractor in real life? No, no luck at all. In fact, I've sent a few messages on Facebook Marketplace, and I've sent them to completely different adverts, completely different people, but I've got an identical response back each time, and that is, oh, I'm selling the tractor on behalf of a friend who's not in the country at the moment. So it's an obvious scam. So no, unfortunately, I've had no luck whatsoever with that. Where am I going with this thing? This wants to go up into the top yard. Into the sheds that are more accepting of things like windrowers. Here we are. Let's pop it back into here. There we go. That took all my concentration, which is why I didn't talk on that. Now, let's drive into that wood. God. What is wrong with me today? I am properly not paying attention. Now, baler. That's what we need. Okay, get that hooked up. Check on the bale size, 180 centimeters. Brilliant, that's what we need. So that's going to be the biggest bale size available anyway. Let's take it round here. Yes, the bridge does look like it will collapse. However, I have every faith in Giant's ability to create a bridge that will withstand the weight of the tractor. I'm not going to swap it out. I like it. It's a nice bridge. I'm working and lurking, so can't chat much. Okay, Dennis. Well, thank you for joining us anyway. That's fine. Right, come on in. Let's get this first bale out. That was mainly there from the previous baling session. There we go. So, like I said, what I ideally want to do... what date are we on today? It's the 23rd of March. So, next week's episode is going to be still the end of March. I'm going to say that in order to wait for me to get paid and to set up the server so that I am happy with it and set it all up properly, I'm going to turn this game into a multiplayer series from about 2 weeks time, 2 or 3 weeks time. How does that sound for everybody? 2 or 3 weeks until we get multiplayer. It'll fly by. Yep, you're right, Glenn. I like that little bridge. This is a nice little bridge, very in keeping with the local area. Can't remember how many bales we got off of this last time. Don't know if anybody else does, but obviously nice to get a few more this time. I'm good, thanks, Realistic Farmer. How are you? Oh, wasn't paying attention there. That's why it beeps so loudly in my ear. However, I ignored the beeps. Right. This rain is relentless. I'm going to have to get all these bales away before we finish today. I think I am going to have to go and get myself a bale trailer. I'd like to get a nice cheap mod bale trailer, but obviously we can't do mods. Not if this is going to become a multiplayer game, which it is. But I think we can get a fairly decent one. Dennis, that is a lot of game time. 5 to 8 hours a day during the week and 10 to 15 on weekends. Do you have time to eat, man? Honestly. So, Realistic Farmer, what have I been up to recently? Oh, I've come back from holiday and now I'm creating more videos. Yeah, the survival roleplays, which is the one with Gavin in it, is now Mondays and Fridays, as popular requests came through from a few people to change it to Mondays and Fridays, so they had a good start and end to the week, which I thought was reasonable. Didn't make any difference to me, so we switched it all around a bit. Hi, Simulator YouTuber. Well, Dennis, I'm very, very glad that you managed to find time to eat amongst all that playing time. I don't know if you'd all like to know or not, but I actually, outside of what I create for the videos, I don't actually play the game at all. Not because I don't want to, I just don't have the time. Got a full-time job, got 2 dogs that need attention and walking. I've got a wife as well. She needs attention. Less walking, although I do take her with the dog too. And yeah, plenty of other things going on as well. However, that's why I've pushed and found the time to do a I do have access to this land, don't be silly. To do a new series on Hofbergman. Like I say, it won't be for long before I've decided that that's too much and that I need to be winding it back a bit and maybe slimming down the amount of series that I'm doing. There'll still be one video a day at least, plus the live stream. But yeah, I think at some point, and I don't mean like imminently or whatever, but at some point we might have to say goodbye to the old stream farm, and we might wrap things up on the fully electric farm. I know that's only one a week. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. I really do enjoy making that one though, so I'm very I don't feel good about stopping that one at all, really. Definitely not. But might have to, we'll see. But I think Hofbergman is going to be a hugely popular one because it's only available on PC, so the console guys are going to want to see what it's all about, I think. Oh, people have been messaging me. Loot Gaming, is that base game or mod? So the only mod that we're playing with here is the map. Everything else is base game. So this baler is base game, the tractor is base game. Yeah, everything here except the map is base game. Have any recommendations on how to get more subs or more views? Well, if I told you that, I'd be taken away from my fan base as well. Haha, no, I'm only joking. I think honestly, the thing that brings people in more than anything else is having decent thumbnails. You make your thumbnails sort of bright and pop out and intriguing. I think that's sort of a good chunk of what brings people in. That's my opinion. I haven't got any facts to back that up, but my views started going up. My views started going up when I tidied up the thumbnails a bit, made them a bit more saturated with colour, and obviously when the survival roleplay, the latest series, came out. First series was already in full swing, but the prequel series, I should say, when that came out, that started ballooning it, and it may have been that it may have been that I just timed it right with the release of Dagwin's survival roleplay as well. I don't know, but people were searching for it. Maybe it came up in YouTube suggestions. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. Luke, is it all platform? I don't know. Does anyone know if Fichthal is cross-platform? I believe it is, because that's kind of the basis of me making a multiplayer, a cross-play multiplayer event on it. Because if it's not all platform, that's not gonna go so well, is it? But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Fichthal is cross-platform. Survival roleplay with Gavin is the most popular series we've done. Yeah, the early life of Robert Scythe, that is one I'm very pleased with. I've definitely spent many more hours in post-production on the early life of Robert Scythe than I did on the first series. The first series was fun to make, but it didn't take as long. It takes a lot longer to make the early life episodes, and a lot of it is in the background after the recording's done. Thanks, Realistic Farmer. Yeah, that's confirming it. And Luke, so the map is cross-platform, so it will be cross-play when we do the multiplayer. I'll get the multiplayer server set up, which will be cracking. Would it be public? It will. Well, there'll be a password on it, but I'm going to manage it through Discord, I think. Were you in Daggerwind's mini-series? If you mean the multiplayer series, yes, I have been in the multiplayer series. I've done a few episodes with him on multiplayer at Attingham Park, but we've also done a few episodes of the Unrealistic series where I think we've done some racing of go-karts around FS09 Island. We've also done filling trailers with weights and things like that. Can't remember if I've done any more. I may have done. I think the yes, the world's biggest swath one we did as well. That was a good one. Or did I join in with that one or not? I can't remember. Oh, you know what? It all merges into one when you're playing and watching. Right, let's get this put away. And then we'll get a bale trailer sorted. There we go. Right then, so let's have a look at trailers. Gonna have to get a trailer at some point. Oof, they are quite expensive. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the dolly ones. Are there any ones in here that I can convert to flatbeds? Nope, that's not one of those. Configuration. Nope, no flatbed there. Oh, possibly not. I think you can with this one. Yeah, that one can be a bale trailer. I think this is going to be the one we want. I know it's a dolly trailer, but at least it's a short one, so it's not as bad. Let's go with that, because we can also use it as a grain trailer. Right, I'll pop and get that. Yeah, do you know, Sloth Squad, I had no idea about the mod folder switcher program, and that sounds like it would be incredibly useful, because I keep switching out mods depending on what I'm doing at the time, especially with maps I've modified myself. So that would be absolutely cracking. Can't use any mods on here though, apart from the map itself. Once again, because of multiplayer. We want to do as cross-play as possible. Right then. Now, because we've got this bale trailer, we can use it to also bring back the fertilizer and the seed at some point. Obviously, we'll need our front loader tractor for that. But it's now possible. And then obviously when we are eventually doing some arable crops and we're combining them, not combining them, but we're combining them, we can convert this trailer back into a grain trailer. Don't tell the local council about that sign. They've already had a go at me about the bridge. So Realistic Farmer, there is a plan on Court Farms. Gavin and I won't move to Court Farms. He's staying well and truly in the early life of Robert Scythe. However, obviously Robert has to move somewhere after Calmston, because we've been flushed out of Calmston by Jimmy. Gonna have to find somewhere else to settle, and Court Farms is looking remarkably good for that at the moment. When I said looking remarkably good for that at the moment, I mean when it comes out, it'll be remarkably good for that. Right. What do I have the bucket for? Oh yes, the stones. I'd forgotten about the stones. I have to sort them out at some point as well. Oh, I've just realised something. I bought a grain trailer already, didn't I? Oh well, we'll just keep this one as a flatbed then. Because my grain trailer, I think, isn't a dolly trailer. I don't like dolly trailers. But it's not one of the ones that you can convert to a flatbed as far as I'm aware. Okay. I'm going to pop these two straight into the cow feed. Because the cows are getting a little bit hungry. And when they get hungry, they get, well, a bit grumpy. But then don't we all? I know I do. We call it hangry. Don't know what you call it with a cow. Munchy. There we go. That's them there. Yep, Sloth Squad sounds good. When I've got the Discord all sorted, then yep, definitely post it in there for me when I've sent you the link. Well, that can lay down there. Right. Start getting these up onto the trailer then. But don't destroy everything in the process. Yeah, these are humongous bales. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think we'll be fitting too wide on here. Maybe if I got them upright I could, but yeah, not at the minute. Ah, similar to YouTuber, yours is moody, is it, if you're hungry? Oh no, that's a good one for the cows. I just got that. Sometimes I can be slow. But yeah, very good. I like that. Yes, they can be moody. If they don't get fed. Instead of hangry. Yes. Right, how many did we produce over here? I'm thinking it was 3 or 4, wasn't it? Or did we get any more than that? 4. It was 4. Good. Right. Bring these through. We'll pop them all on here together. We'll probably get 3 flat on there, and then we'll compile them up on top, so we should be able to fit the rest of the bales all on this trailer. And then, if I'm honest, they can just stay on the trailer for now. Take them off when we need to feed the cows. Right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when this will be a multiplayer game. Although, unfortunately, because I'm only going to be able to spend an hour and a half a week on it, it's going to progress massively week to week. I'm wondering if maybe we should put time limits on it. Well, either way, we're only going to be keeping the time at ×5. I don't know. What do we feel a good time for, or time speed for multiplayer is? Open to some suggestions. Obviously, we'll probably go through all this on the Discord, and I missed that bale completely. We'll go through this on the Discord before we set it up properly, but I don't know what a good timescale for multiplayer games is, really. Right. Just to let you know, we've got about, I reckon, 10 minutes left of... Can only have 16 people, I think. Is that 16 people at the same time, though? Because that would be absolutely plenty for this map. I think any more, and it would suffer. But you could have a different 16 people the following week. Is that right? I'm not sure. To be honest, I've got a lot to learn when it comes to multiplayer, so we'll find out. But yeah, this hay I think is going to keep the cows going nicely through the winter months. 3 months, 2 bales a day. I think that would be great. $5 days per map. I think I was meaning sort of like what speed the time is. So what am I doing with this bale? So whether it's still ×5 or whether we go down to ×3 or ×2, we just want to slow everything up a bit. Although when people have more, when people have more fields, I don't want it to get to the stage where we are we've decided to go multiplayer, and then within 3 days every field on the map is owned and people have millions of pounds. It'd be nice to progress more slowly than that, I think. But we shall see. Realistic Farmer is a good name for an FS22 channel. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish with it, I think. Oh, it doesn't scream that it's farming simulator, does it? But then nor does Robert Scythe, so I don't know. I think people get to know what's on your channel pretty quickly, no matter what you call it. I mean, Daggerwind doesn't scream farming simulator or anything, does it? And there's a picture of a lorry on this. Oh, it stopped raining. Lovely. Picture of a lorry on this profile, so it doesn't scream farming, but he's known for it. But yeah, really, yeah, you're right, Sloth Squad. If you're going to play super realistic, then it absolutely is a cracking name. Right then, let's have a look in here. I want to put it into one of these. I missed the ladder. Drunk again. Oh no, that's interesting. Where did all the straw up here come from? Or is that just decoration? Because they've got loads of straw down here. I do not know. Right then, now you are in for a treat. Because I am going to be reversing a dolly trailer. Nope, wrong way. See, fallen over straight away. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, no, that's too quick. Oh dear. Yep, proper treat. Alright, who wants to spend the next hour watching me reverse this into a shed? I'll tell you what, we'll drive it in forwards. I think that's probably the way to go, isn't it? Probably a better thing to do would be to take the bales off the trailer, but I'm not going to do that. Because there's absolutely no point in doing that. And then what I can do... Well, unstrap them. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Disconnect the trailer. That's what I wanted to do. Might as well leave this in here, I suppose, but we'll back it up to this door so we can get it out without having to take the trailer out. And then next time we can just grab 2 bales off of there with a Massey and pop them over there where the cows are. So we just gave them 2 bales, didn't we? And that's taken them up to 42,000 litres. So I think that's being used fairly slowly. We'll check it out next time anyway. We've got health up to 100%. Straw is really damn good. I think it's looking good. So, I am going to finish here for today. It's been a remarkably quick episode. Just reverse that away from the door a bit so I can close the door. I'll leave those spikes up at the edge just so that any burglars running out of the door get caught. But yeah, it's been a remarkably quick episode. It's gone unbelievably quickly. And we've managed to get 2 grass fields cut, tedded, windrowed and baled in the rain. And that leaves us to decide what field to go for next. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a look and see out of field 2 and 3. 2's been ploughed now. Oh, well, that will definitely be the one to go for then, won't it? It needs lime. Doesn't need rolling. It needs lime, but it has been ploughed. Well, I think that settles it. I'm going to go for field number 2, or 238 as it is here. Let's buy that before we go. £64,488, which leaves us with 105,000. We have got enough money to buy that other field the other side if we want to at some point. Oh dear, it's full of stones. Never mind, we'll leave that. And we are going to start working that field next time. So, thank you so much for watching. It's been a busy day. I'm already looking forward to next week, when we're going to be working in that field over there. Actually, no, we're not, because it's going to be December. Well, we might have to skip through a few months, I think. So, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for joining me here. And I will see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.